Welcome to Media Today. I'm your host, Bobby Bell, and I'm here with Lieutenant Graham discussing the topic of highway safety. So, Lieutenant Graham, what's your daily routine kind of like?
Well, in the State Patrol, we're more restrictive in our mission. We're basically crash investigation and traffic enforcement.
Okay.
We don't get involved in the multitude of things that other local departments do.
Okay. Now, how common, on your daily routes are accidents?
Pretty common. I would say that most troopers here in the metro area, right between 150 and 200 crashes a year. As you move outstate and the calls for service are less, they do a reduced number, but maybe farther away from them also.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's quite a bit. All right, we have a short clip about what not to do when you come upon an accident scene.
Right now we're responding to a two-car minor crash. Sounds like a Good Samaritan stopped to help, and as they were standing in the lane, they were struck by a vehicle. I understand people want to help, and that's a good thing, but you have to think about your own personal safety at all times. You have to always be aware and be watching traffic, especially on the freeway. Now, instead of a very minor crash, you have what looks to be a potentially tragic situation. We always tell people to stop where you feel safe, stop in a safe location. Always be aware of your surroundings and don't assume that other motorists know what's going on up ahead. Don't assume that they see you. If you have flares, use your flares, turn your flashers on, or use a flashlight. I can't stress enough. You have to be aware of your situation and stay safe.
Well, that was informative. So is this kind of chaos seen at many accidents?
It is. People are intending to do well. It's the Minnesota nice thing to try and stop and help someone at a crash scene, but they have to remember that they may be making the situation far worse by stopping or trying to block a lane of traffic or whatever they're trying to do, and they just have to be very careful themselves so it doesn't get out of hand.
Yes, oh yeah, completely. Here's another clip involving a small accident where people's actions made the situation a little bit worse.
Where was the ref for that hit?
Oh, well, to be fair, Bob, he was a holdout.
Obviously. Okay, moving on to more important stuff. Okay, right here. What's he thinking? The execution is brutal.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking, and that's the problem. Not to mention all of these others trying to help.
Tell you what, let's recap the situation here. Staying calm, knowing your location before calling for help, and assessing the situation before helping after a crash, that leads to living. That's a good thing, right, Dave?
Well, I totally agree with you, Bob. So, folks, until next time.
And as you can see there, that got out of hand pretty quick. So what responsible actions can a person take when they do witness an accident kind of like that?
Well, I think the first thing is know where you're at. For one thing, if you call in on cell 911 to get some emergency response there, know where you're at, know what the situation is, describe it to them. Is the person injured? Are lanes blocked? Things like that that help us judge our response to the scene.
Okay, so more information helps you guys in the interim when you're coming to the scene.
Very much so. We may be, a considerable distance away, and if there's injuries, we're certainly going to work a little harder to get there. If it's a minor property damage crash, it's not blocking a lane of traffic, we're not going to drive crazy to get there when things are under control already.
Oh, okay. All right, now here's a short clip on how a person should respond to an accident.
Hope she's okay. Ma'am.
911, where is your emergency?
Hi. I found a car in a ditch on the side of Highway 1. There's a woman inside and she's not talking. I don't see any cars coming. We're off on the shoulder anyway. I heard her. She's waking up.
I'm sending an officer, rescue, and ambulance to your location.
Oh! Stay still. You don't have to move. I have 911 on the phone, and they're sending an ambulance.
Okay, so as you can see, that one went a lot smoother. Are there any other safety tips that you want to reiterate to the viewers?
Well, I think to stay calm is a big thing. If we can't understand what you're saying or where you're at, it makes it very difficult for us. You know, don't try to complicate the scene and park in a lane of traffic where you may get hit or may get injured. Things like that. Just be very careful of yourself. Take care of your scene safety too. Okay,
so yeah, maybe that couple of deep breaths before you give the call out will help you a little bit there. Well, thank you, Lieutenant Graham. It was a pleasure speaking to you and for all of your insight that you gave us today. This is another edition of Me Today with your host, Bobby Bell. And you stay classy, St. Paul.